plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Not sure you're ready for retirement? With over 25 years of experience, the team at Benson Financial Group will meet you right where you are and craft a plan that's right for you. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Chris Stewart, we are on the cusp of college postseason.
We are.
We're already into the high school postseason, but we've got teams playing for their lives in postseason play this week. Quincy University women's basketball team needs to win at home Thursday against Lewis or Saturday at Indianapolis to secure the 8th and final spot in the GLVC tournament.
Yes.
We just talked to Lauren Miller, the Camp Point Central grad and SIUE freshman. They have 2 big games this week to where they could get into the OVC tournament. Right now they're 8th, 1 game ahead of the team that's in 9th, so they need to have a good week.
They do.
To get in. But they're not the only ones. Culver Stockton College women's basketball team, part of America Athletic Conference tournament, Wednesday night at home.
Yes.
Because of their 20-win season. They've qualified not only to be in the tournament, to play a game at home on Wednesday night.
Jeanette Bergen has done a phenomenal job building that team, and what a run. And a lot of pieces that just fit together the right way and have had incredible success this season. So that's been fun to watch.
It has. How much do you try to pay attention to former area athletes who are playing at local colleges or regional colleges?
A lot. Some of it is looking for Doerisms information, obviously, but you're always trying to keep appraised of the kids that you've built relationships with, like a Lauren Miller, like we just did.
Yep.
And we've got really good kids kind of spread all across the Midwest, which makes it kind of fun. I happen to note this week that Ben Chance, who was the big Bowling Green state champion cross country guy, had one of his best times ever running indoors for SIU Carbondale as a Division I runner. I think he finished 4th in his event. And
awesome.
So it's neat to keep up with kids that we followed over the years in all range of sports at this point.
Well, what made me think of it was Ralph Wires, the Quincy High School graduate, scored a career-high 29 points for Carl Sandburg College the other night.
Have you seen some of the highlights of things that Ralph has done this year for them? Just the dynamic way not that we should be surprised,
right?
But the dynamic way he changes the game.
No, he's been really special there. Carl Sandburg had been on a 10-game win streak until they lost to nationally ranked Madison. But I believe they're still in a good spot to be in the Region 4 tournament. I think they're the number 10 seed, but they played well, and he's played incredibly well for them.
Not surprising. They do a great job identifying talent and getting guys that fit their system.
They do, and it's fun to see. It's fun to see, and again, we've had the opportunity a couple of times to see Keyshawn Thomas,
Yes.
the former Quincy High School who's playing at Drury University. We've seen Cameron Wires playing over at Culver Stockton.
Who's played very well on the ball defense,
Yes.
which surprises no one either.
Right, and again, we brought up Ralph Wires. Gavin Grotehouse, the West Hancock product, is a starter for Carl Sandburg as well.
And one of the most mature games of any high school kid we've had here in the last 5 years. So
Yeah.
you kind of knew he was going to translate, which it all makes sense there.
Yeah.
Got a chance to see the Tolton brothers, the twins,
Right.
this week for Hannibal LaGrange, who,
Yeah.
by the way, are in second place in the AMC.
How about that?
They're playing Harris Stowe, I believe, on Wednesday or Thursday in Springfield, Springfield, Missouri,
Yeah.
for the AMC first round. I mean, they've got a legitimate chance to make a run. They're one game behind Columbia College. Jason Durst has done an incredible job.
Just won his 200th career
Yes.
game at HLG.
He did, and they've got a young man, a 6'9" freshman from California named Devon Hewitt,
Yep.
who's leading the conference in block shots. He's 43 block shots more than second place at this point. So they've built a really interesting team. And then, as we alluded to with Lauren Miller, you've got Western Illinois up there,
Yeah.
currently undefeated at home all season long.
Right.
Leading the Ohio Valley Conference, and if they win at home against number 2 Lindenwood on Saturday, they're likely going to be, no likely about it, they're going to be the regular season conference champs and
Right.
get that all-important 1 seed for the conference tournament.
Yeah, currently they are 1 game ahead of Lindenwood. So that Saturday game at Western Hall, I believe it's a 1 p.m. start. I'm going to look as we sit here and talk.
Amy Egan, the former South Shelby star, coming in, coaching her Lions very well.
Yeah.
That's a big game.
And again, her and J.D. Gravina, the Western Illinois coach, both have ties to Quincy University.
They do.
J.D. was the head coach at QU at one point in time. She was an assistant at QU at one point in time. She went on, was the head coach at Truman State, which is her alma mater. So lots of local ties there.
Indeed. And regardless of how that shakes down, you've still got the OVC conference tournament.
Yeah.
And whoever wins that gets an NCAA tournament berth. If Western does, in fact, continue to deliver, it would be just the 3rd NCAA tournament berth, first since 2017 in the history of the school.
What is the chance if they don't win the OVC tournament title that they could still get in as a very low seed?
It's slimmer. They're
what I was
already
thinking.
projected in bracketology as the 14 seed.
Right.
By the way, interestingly enough, if the bracketology is correct, they would play Iowa in the first
How about
round.
that?
Yeah.
And they played Iowa
They
earlier
already
this
did,
season.
yes. So Iowa and Iowa City is the way I saw that.
Yeah, that was the last bracketology I saw as well. That is a 1 p.m. game at Western Hall on Saturday. We mentioned this in our last interview. Western goes down to Edwardsville and takes on SIUE
Yes.
on Thursday night. That's a 5 p.m. start. I don't remember what they call the
I don't either.
it used to be the Vidal Bean Center.
Yes, I remember that.
To me, it will always be the Vidal Bean Center. Kind of like
Redbird Arena.
Redbird Arena will always be Redbird Arena.
Yeah,
I don't
yes.
care that Seth Q wants to put its name on it.
I can't even say Seth Q.
It's kind of like it will always be Faroe Field. It will always be Memorial Stadium. Even if the idiots at our alma mater want to change the name of the stadium. They want to get rid of the Memorial Stadium part. It was named in the honor of Mizzou students who fought in World War I.
Yes, as it should be.
And you should not be able to change that.
I don't even want to get off on that tangent because you will be hot, I will be hot. We'll leave it at that. But again, really big week for Western Illinois.
Yes.
And, we talk about it. We have Division I basketball in our community.
Yeah.
And very rarely has it been this good. And if you ever wanted to take advantage of a Saturday to see a meaningful game played at the highest
Ding,
level
ding, ding.
by a team that is 15-0 on its home court, Saturday afternoon in Macomb would be well worth your trip.
24-3 overall.
24-3.
One of those losses was to Iowa.
It was to Iowa, yes.
So it just tells you.
And think about this for a second. Who do they not have, Matt Schuckman? Who have they not had since December 18th? Reagan McCowan, the likely preseason player of the year in that conference, hasn't played since December 18th. Somebody floated this idea. I've not checked with anybody. I've not talked to anybody. I know Reagan's dealing with a really bad elbow injury comeback.
Correct. Yes.
But what if she suddenly can come back and play in the postseason? How much different and better does Western Illinois suddenly get if that possibility
That would
reveals
be
itself?
pretty incredible.
It would be at this point.
Just to give everyone a quick update, Culver Stockton is the 4 seed in the Heart of America Athletic Conference Tournament. Quarterfinals, 7 p.m. on Wednesday night at Charles Fieldhouse in Canton, taking on Missouri Valley.
I tell you what, and I know Mid-American Nazarene is really, really good.
Yeah, the regular season champions,
Yes.
number 1 seed. That's who Culver would get more than likely.
but they'd have another shot at them. And this team is smart enough to figure things out. Yeah. So if you can get past Mo Valley, things get really interesting in that second round.
It just stinks to be the 4 and the 5 seed because you know the one's waiting for you.
Well, and that's the thing that always hurts.
You know, if you could be that 3, or even if you lose a couple and be that 6.
Yeah, you can sneak past people that way. There's some art to the bracket.
There really is. But so Culver Stockton plays at home Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, Heart of America Athletic Conference Tournament.
Another game. If you are free and you don't have any high school involvements, get yourself to Canton. It's a fun environment now.
We're going to be all over the place Wednesday night. So we'll get you updated on what happens with Culver Stockton. I don't know exactly who will be giving us the updates among our staff members, but we're going to figure it out.
You and I, if we are still sane, or I guess we've never been sane, but if you and I are still standing by the end of this week, I consider it a victory.
I like puzzles. The jigsaw puzzle I'm putting together this week is crazy.
Yeah, it is. And God bless you, there's a special place in heaven for you because I know you've thrown that puzzle out 17 different times already because of upsets.
So that's all right, though. We'll keep changing and go as teams win, and because we're going to try to follow everyone as best we can.
And that's all you can do at this point.
Make sure you go to our website. We'll have our scoreboard updated. As soon as we get done here tonight, we'll update the scoreboard. That way, when you get up tomorrow morning, all the scores will be there. We're going to do that every night this week. We tried to do it pretty well during the season. I'm a little late sometimes getting it done because we're so busy, but
people have been very understanding about how hard you and I and Shane and everybody involved here runs.
We're trying.
Because I think they understand, and that's been great, and we appreciate it because we can't be everywhere, but darn it, we try.
We're trying. So we'll give you some more updates here a little while later. We are going to take a break. We still have another hour to go tonight.
Excellent.
And when we come back from break, Brown County Coach Dave Phelps will be joining us. So make sure you stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Whether you're ready for the end of winter or maybe the beginning of spring, well, either way you look at it, we got deals all across the store, ready now through March 1st. Some of the best deals include 25% off all Noble Outfitters work pants or $5 off the Best Dang or Tug-free tees. Pick up a 50-pound bag of Country Companion Chick Starter for only $10.99 after rebate. Grab a 27-gallon clear storage tote for only $8.99. All flavors of Alani Nu energy drinks are only 5 for $10. Get a 40-pound bag of Country View Wild Bird Blend for only $13.99. Find all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm
Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shugman alongside Sports Director Chris Stewart. It is a Monday night, last Monday of February.
Last Monday of February, the madness is in full throes.
It
All
is.
3 states involved now in the postseason.
Yep, and we're going to talk to one of those coaches here in a few minutes. We're working on some technical stuff to get Dave Phelps on. Efforting, yes. We are efforting getting Brown County girls basketball coach Dave Phelps on the hotline with us. Hopefully that'll work. And they've got a big game coming up tomorrow night.
Do they ever?
So against Abingdon Avon in the Class 1A Bushnell Prairie City sectional. You'll be heading that direction?
I am heading that direction. The Hornets, coming off a phenomenal showing in the regional, looked absolutely scintillating.
So it's going to be interesting to see one of 4 area teams still alive in the girls sectionals. Quincy Notre Dame, West Hancock, Brown County, and Winchester West Central.
That's all we're down to at this point in terms of Illinois. And we lost our only Illinois team, Keokuk, on Saturday night on the girls' side. So we are that Missouri. That's where we're at in the girls' mix at this point.
So in Missouri District started tonight.
Yes, they did.
So we'll have updates throughout the week on that. It's going to be a fun week of tracking sectional play, regional play, district play, and seeing when we roll the dice at the end of the week, who's still standing.
We have some darts. We have some considerable darts. None of those teams has easy paths, which, I don't know. I mean, maybe you got to, as everybody always says, you got to beat everybody to get there anyway. So who cares what the mix is? You got to get there. So the fact that West Hancock's draw looks particularly tough on the girls' side, you got to play somebody sometime. So we'll see how it shakes.
We've got some updates. We've got some games going on right now. Pleasant Plains had a big lead on Pittsfield. It's down to 6 with 1:45 to go.
Oh, good for the Saukies. This is a team that has struggled down the stretch with its offense and its shooting, and it looks like they're playing Plains fairly well at this point.
So, and then going to try to get a quick update here on Griggsville Perry, Winchester West Central.
Kind of a shocker going on there last we checked.
It's over. 50-38, Winchester West Central over Griggsville Perry in Griggsville.
Huge win for Ryan Seasting's team, which obviously is without its best player, in Riker Ford, who got hurt early on the season. They seem to be finding some ways to put things together. Not surprisingly, Ryan Seasting, one of the few active coaches in our area on any side of the ledger with a state championship to his credit.
Correct.
The man is good this time of the year.
And I'm looking. I haven't seen an update yet on the Mendon Unity boys who are at home tonight against Lewiston.
Yes.
In a regional quarterfinal, So I'm kind of waiting to see what the update there is. Haven't seen an update on that. We will have our scoreboard updated later tonight, so you can check out all those scores. And we'll have highlights tomorrow. Our guy Shane Holsey went to Brown County to get highlights of the Hornets win. They won big over Payson Seymour in the regional quarterfinals. It was 68-35 was the final.
Not a surprise. They've been playing very, very good basketball. And when Brown County is right, Brown County is a really tough out.
The team I saw, they lost to Mexico, which was state-ranked in Missouri in Class 3.
Really good Missouri team.
Very good. If that Brown County team shows up, then they can make a run. They could go deep into the postseason. I don't know if they're good enough to get to state right now. But they can win a regional. They can make some noise in the sectional if they play at that level.
They have such a mix of length and athleticism that they are, so difficult to guard at 5 positions. So would it surprise me or shock me if they make a run deep? No, not at all. I think that, again, they are a team that are really difficult to match up with.
Is there a sleeper out there? Is there a team you're going, keep your eye on? They're going to do something. They're going to upset something's happening here, and they're going to get it done.
I wish I would have said the West Central boys at this point, but I apparently was not quick enough on the draw to say that. As far as a sleeper goes, I don't know that they are a traditional sleeper, but would it stun anybody if the Illini West boys somehow find their way to make that run?
That's the team I'm kind of looking at. Yes, they're going to have to go through West Hancock, but there's just something tells me that they're going to make that game interesting, and that there's no guarantee that West Hancock comes out of that regional. And imagine that, Illini West versus West Hancock for a regional championship. That might be one of the biggest games on the docket that night.
I would agree. I think there's a girls team on the other side of the river that maybe we haven't talked enough about in the Canton girls. That if everything goes right, that there's enough firepower there. We, talked to Danielle Baker a couple of weeks ago, and that's a team that interests me just in the fact that they can put a lot of points on the board in a hurry.
And they're the top seeded team in their district. That district is being played at Schuyler County.
I don't think a lot of people think they have much life for them after the district.
Right.
I would not be surprised if because they're young and playing with some swagger, if they could put some things together and continue to shoot it well from outside, I think is critically important for them. So that's a Brenda Brewer thing that that they hope that they put in there, but that's a really good team.
So they're the number 1 seed in that district. We already have the first update from tonight. Schuyler County beat Putnam County, so that's who Canton will play on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. The other side of that bracket, Scotland County is the number 2 seed. So that's more than likely, if seeds hold, you'd have Canton versus Scotland County. But they have to play Schuyler County on their home floor.
Don't sleep on Knox County, who's played pretty well down the stretch lately.
They're the 3 seed.
Yes.
And then if you look ahead to sectionals, they would play against District 5. That's Class 2, District 6.
Right.
District 5 is Clopton.
Right.
That's who Canton would have to go through.
There is the tough bullet that you'd have to run through.
But South Shelby beat Silex tonight, 67-36. That's who Clopton gets in the semifinals on Wednesday. Paris got through against Sturgeon, and we're waiting on a Louisiana Van Far. That game has yet to, or just about to tip. So
Luke O'Loughlin's last run as South Shelby's head coach before he becomes the principal, surprisingly enough, at Clopton. But just picked up his 200th career win. Again, I don't ever sleep on a Luke O'Loughlin coach team.
Right. So that'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. We've seen Clopton a couple different times this year. We've seen them really good, and we've seen them struggle.
We did see them struggle.
Which is very rare for them.
It has been rare, but when the lights get a little bright, they've had that issue from time to time. So we'll see what shakes with them moving forward.
All right, that's our quick update now. We are going to take a break. We're going to see if any of our technical difficulties have influenced us. If not, we got plenty to talk about.
Oh, we never lack for things to talk about.
So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. Number 1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We've had a few little technical snafus, so we won't be able to get Dave Phelps, Brown County girls basketball coach, on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. It happens.
You and I are in the foxhole. Some nights we win, some nights we lose.
It is what it is.
It's been fun being in the foxhole with you for these 26 weeks.
I did text Coach Phelps to explain the situation. We can't really call him because we're on air.
Right.
So I texted him to explain the situation with the technical difficulties. He was okay with it.
Okay.
But I did tell him you'll be at the game tomorrow night.
I will be.
And to blame you and give you grief.
As well he should. And I'm sure he'll have no problem doing so.
I'm sure he won't. But that should be fun to see, though. I like Brown County. Obviously, Kenzie Cassian has been one of the leading scorers. I think she is the leading scorer in our area this season, averaging better than 20 points per game. But there are pieces to that puzzle, especially in the front court. A lot of people talk about Cassian and Hope Ingram.
Right.
And Jamie Lord's been really good.
The
And they
two of them
deserve it.
draw your eye, yeah.
Yes, without a doubt. But the girls up front are the ones who, to me, kind of change things for them. The Maggie Henrys, the Lena Andersons.
I don't think people realize how skilled.
The Lizzie Blakeleys.
Yeah, skilled and I want to say dexterous that Maggie Henry is. She catches everything.
Yeah, she does.
And she does a really good job turning that into offense.
And she gives them a physicality inside.
Which they desperately need because they're long and lean. They're not necessarily a team that likes to play power ball.
Yep. So yeah, that's how it is. So it'll be interesting to see if their balance between that strong front court and the good guard play can lead them to a sectional title. And again, remember last year they didn't get there.
No, they did not. And this will be a fun matchup with A-Town.
Yes, Abingdon Avon is their opponent tomorrow night. A team that got upset at the Beardstown Lady Tiger Classic at Christmas.
A team that has generated all kinds of buzz since before this season.
One really, really, really good player.
Yeah.
And a lot of good role players.
Yes.
So I'm anxious to see how that plays out. Is there going to be a head-to-head matchup? The Quinn girl from Abingdon and Cassian going head-to-head. I think that's a really intriguing matchup.
Could be a lot of points on the board coming up tomorrow night.
There could be. It could be a lot of fun. You got a couple score updates for us?
I do. Just in to us from the 1A Boys Basketball Regional, soon to be at Saltyville, a.k.a. New Berlin, home of the Pretzels.
Yes.
Tonight, Athens ends Liberty season 62-60, which means Athens moves on to take on the number 1 seed, Route Catholic, who is going to be... I tell you what, you talk about a team that's playing like Quincy Notre Dame, the best basketball of the season right now. Adam Abel has come from out of nowhere the last 2 weeks to just simply explode on the interior for them, giving them another aspect at 6'7", which really helps. So,
well, we said all along Jacksonville route was really good. And Bryson Mossman,
yes,
all-time leading scorer and over 2,000 points, all those things, is getting some D2 looks.
Yes.
So when you've got a standout like that, and then you got pieces around him, his younger brother Nolan's really good.
Here's my favorite permutation of who they've become. The best pitcher, arguably, in the entire region, Brady Turner, who will be going to Quincy University.
Yes, he will.
Has become a rebounding monster.
Yeah, he has.
And that's, he had 20 rebounds the other night.
Yeah.
So he's kind of become... I don't know, Jerome Lane, for lack of a... God, I'm old. I'm dating myself back to Pitt Panther basketball players that rebounded. Thank you.
I love it, though.
Yeah, that's who he's become for them.
Jerome Lane. Dick Vitale used to love to call games involving Jerome Lane.
I loved it when Pitt was good at basketball. Yeah. That was fun.
That was. We do have a score update in Class 2A.
Okay.
In the North Mac Regional, opening round game, Pittsfield at Pleasant Plains. Pleasant Plains with a 48-39 victory.
Okay.
So that means Pleasant Plains will take on top-seeded Quincy Notre Dame on Wednesday night at North Mac.
Refresh my memory. Do those two schools like each other at all?
I think it's kumbaya time, isn't it?
I'm not even going to start with this one because that rivalry is its own unique hate fest.
It is, and it's not just one sport.
No, it's not.
So that's the fun part of it, and it's fun because they're not conference opponents.
Nope.
They're not nearby in terms of geography. No. It's not like a county rivalry or anything like that. It's not the Brown County Central rivalry where you're 20 miles apart.
No. It's also not the Brown County Central rivalry where it's respectful.
Yeah, true.
It's pretty spicy.
It's been tenacious and nasty.
Yeah, it has been. I think a lot of that draws from baseball, which both those programs should be, because they're both excellent programs historically.
Lots of success there. But the basketball meetings have been pretty epic.
They have been pretty darn good. A lot of baseball guys involved in those over the years.
So we're going to have fun with that. That should be a great matchup.
Oh, it'll be a phenomenal matchup.
Our guy Ben Marth will be there covering the game for us. So a lot of fun there. We'll see what that transpires. I still think, obviously Notre Dame's 26-1. They were number 1 ranked team in the state for most of the season. It's not a stretch to say you think they can make a run. But when you look at the bracket, you look at how they played the final week of the regular season, it's like, okay, they're ready. They're ready for a run.
They had to get punched in the mouth. That, to me, that was the biggest thing we hadn't seen, because we can talk about them being undefeated. I think maybe retrospectively, as we look back over the holiday when we all started going gaga over Q&D, maybe that field over in Bloomington Normal at the State Farm Classic wasn't as strong as we thought initially. But when you see Quincy Notre Dame finally prove it can take a punch, which it did, and then roar back with better basketball, I think that's the most encouraging development yet. And again, I think you need one of those somewhere along the line. They got it, and the way they've responded spells and screams maturity at this point.
And that's the thing. When we start looking at the teams that are still alive, it's an interesting mix, because the Brown County team doesn't have any seniors.
No.
Brown County girls.
No.
Brown County boys don't either.
No, they don't, yes.
But we'll get to them in due time. But the Brown County girls don't have any seniors. But you look at those players. You look at a Kenzie Cassie, a Hope Ingram, a Jamie Lohr. They've all been there.
Yeah, they have.
They've been on the varsity level they have experience. Quincy Notre Dame boys have been there. They've had the struggles, and then they've had to fight through it, and then look at the success. West Hancock, Cooper Knowles, Hunter Froman, they've been there.
D1 guys.
Yeah, so you look at the teams that we're talking about, what's the common denominator? Experience.
So let me ask you this, though, because if you look at another team that's been incredibly successful, the West Hancock girls.
Yeah.
Their experiences at the high end have been of the junior high school variety.
Yes.
We know how good Macy Haas was at that level, how much those freshmen play for them. Does that translate this time of year? I think we're about to find out, because as we mentioned at Macomb.
I think so far it has.
Yes.
Because you look at what Macy Haas and that freshman class did in the regional.
Yes.
Now it gets a little tougher here at the sectional level.
With the Downs Tri-Valleys of the world and, everything that's ahead.
If they get through tomorrow night, then you're facing either Downs Tri-Valley or Petersburg Porter for a sectional championship. But you got to get through tomorrow night first.
Which is the biggie.
Yeah, and again, I think with seniors like Jaden Clymer and Lucy Woodworth, and a junior in Grace Grotehouse.
Grace Grotehouse plays beyond her years.
She does. But I think those upperclassmen's experience mixed with the fact those freshmen have been in big games at the junior high level, and they're very, very talented.
They are that.
And they're committed to it. Like, Scarlett Euskis, I was talking with one of the guys who helps train her and works with her on her shooting. She's committed to it. She wants to be good.
Yeah, she does.
And again, Macy Haas is the same way. Lauren Stevenson, again, a multi-sport athlete, but wants to be good.
No, I agree with you.
That's the thing you look at, and that why these teams are good isn't just based on experience. It's because they're committed to it.
I think we've seen a very interesting dynamic with the young players who were so touted as freshmen come up and really kind of deliver over the years, whether it was the late, great Reese Ramsey or Chloe Nicholson or now Macy Haas. These players have been beyond what the hype has suggested. Kenzie Cassing, again, another one.
And we got another team with some underclassmen that's still alive in Winchester West Central.
Yes, they are. Those bigs for them are going to be super good. Right now, a lot of that is powered by Allie Little, but what she's done. But they're finding some different pieces, whether it was, Paisley Sturdivant having the monster first quarter for them and spurring them in the right way when everybody from Triopia was selling out on Allie Little at that point. So there's some fun stuff going on with those teams.
There is. I know we mentioned the Canton girls on the other side of the river, the Highland girls. And again, talk about experience. Those girls have been in these big games, seniors and juniors. They're ready to make their run.
A lot of our eggs are in that basket, girls-wise, because they are clearly the most talented team that we cover on that side of the river at this point.
Yep.
They also have the hardest road to hoe to get anywhere with Principia out there looming.
Yeah. Principia.
Yeah, it doesn't quite seem fair, does it?
No, Deja Scott and that team, and again, the name escapes me, but their point guard was the team.
Who you love, yes.
I was more impressed with her than anybody maybe on the floor when Principia played Quincy High School back in January. But then on the boys' side, the same thing. You know, the Palmyra boys have played really well as late. Getting Ryan McKinney back's a huge boon for them.
And he's still not what Ryan McKinney is going to be. There's still ring rust coming off him with each game, yes.
But the fact he's back, the fact he's overcome, I mean, there was a point in time no one thought he'd ever play again.
No, you are correct.
And so, great to see him back, great to see him competing.
There's some dog to Hudson Bach, too.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. You know, and again, they have something to play for as well. Their buddy JT Thomas is still, you know, trying to overcome his spinal cord injury, and I know Rayson Miller went and visited JT this past weekend.
I saw that picture, yes. What a great kid, by the way, Rayson Miller is.
Fantastic.
Oh, yes.
So, and again, I'm still hoping to do a one-on-one with JT. His schedule, my schedule just haven't worked quite yet.
You have something going on?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
So, but we hope to still get to that. I know we've talked about that. Yeah. And again, you know, he's still in rehab. He's still trying to get back. But they said he's got, you know, feeling in his waist now. That's good.
It is a slow but hopefully positive process. And that's the mantra that everybody has been repeating. Don't expect miracles, expect progress and hope for the best from there. And that's what we're doing.
Every little step forward, every little inch forward is progress.
It is.
So,
speaking of progress, pretty good weekend for the Palmyra wrestlers.
Yes, four wrestlers advanced to the state tournament. We're going to talk more about that because wrestling plays a prominent role in the best highlight wrangle this week.
It does. And we were treated to a show down in Warrenton.
So why don't we take a break? When we come back, we're going to bring you the best highlight wrangle this week and talk about wrestling on the Missouri side because it is State Wrestling Week.
It is.
In the Show Me State. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Ready to retire on your terms? At Benson Financial Group, it's about more than money. It's about purpose. With over 25 years of experience, our team works together to craft a plan that fits your goals and values in Quincy and Hannibal.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. He's Muddy River Sports Director Chris Dewar. We are coming to you from the CDS Office Technology Studio right here in downtown Quincy. Our last show of the 25-26 school year.
I got a question for you, Matt Chuckman.
Yeah, what's up?
You and I are sort of unique in the local market.
That's one way of saying it.
In that we love high school wrestling. We always have.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite weight class to watch when you take in, generally speaking?
Well, most people would say, based on my size,
that
I like the big boys, and they're right.
Okay.
Obviously, the heavyweights are always fun to watch. Probably like 175, 190, the bigger guys, but not the heavyweights.
Right. I would agree. For me, it's always been 215. Because for some of the same reason, some of the 285 matches, unless you get a Jamie Wise or a Tyler Perry over the years, can be a little less athletic. 215 guys just go, right? Yeah. Hannibal's found themselves a really good 215-pounder in Joseph Bailey.
And what year is he?
Oh, gosh. I think he's a junior, but I'm going to have to go back and look.
Let's see if I can.
Thank you.
While we're talking, let's see if I can find him.
Good man.
Okay, but to your point, he is emerging as a real physical presence.
District runner-up at Warrenton this week for Hannibal. And Hannibal's older weight classes were not the sure thing that some of the younger, lesser-weighted guys are. We know what they are, starting, with Cale Veeman all the way back up.
Yeah.
That's a really good run early.
He's a junior.
Okay, so correct on that front?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
According to this, at least.
Starting on that front, he's really emerged late. He finished as a district runner-up, and in his semifinal match, 21-3 tech fall victory.
Wow.
During the course of which he landed two of the best double leg power bomb takedowns you're ever going to see.
Okay, I had the privilege of being able to view this video before we show it to everyone else.
Yes.
And the first thing that came to mind for me was a football term.
Okay.
Flatbackers.
They are flatbackers. They are that.
Because he put a hurting on this kid from, I don't know where he was from.
I'd have to think back, and whoever he beat, I remembered on Saturday. I don't remember now, but it was very reminiscent, if you ever watch professional wrestling, of the Bill Goldberg spear.
Yeah.
He was in it. He was launching from a point of strength. And Joseph Bailey is no small, shrinking violent.
No, he's not.
Two of the best, just absolute, I've overpowered you and I own you moments I've seen in wrestling this year. So much fun to watch. And he will head off to Columbia as the district runner-up in a bracket that I think he has a chance to do some damage with.
Okay.
This is a kid who's not going to shrink down from anybody. And the celebration at the end from Joseph Bailey at the end of this best highlight we wrangled up, courtesy of our friends at Little Jess Motor Company.
Right.
You can tell he has a little emotion, a little fire to him as well.
Let's get to it then. This is the best highlight wrangled this week, courtesy of Little Jess Motor Company.
I think I have contact whiplash in watching that poor kid get driven into the mat.
The second one especially. The first one, the kid, the opponent kind of lands on his shoulder.
Yeah.
The second one is flat back of the head hits the mat. You're done, kid.
It's the kind of stuff you like to see when you're watching 215-pounders go at it.
And again, some of that is what makes wrestling special because it's mano a mano. There's you step on the mat, you got to beat the guy in front of you, and there's no choice in it.
Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to bail you out.
Right.
There's no teammate picking you up when you mess up. It's you, baby.
And it's not WWE tag team wrestling where you can tag out and
you go.
And
sometimes you're hurt, and you've got to wrestle through it. And that's the thing I love about wrestling is, most kids don't ever forfeit, even with an injury. They try to fight through it because toughness matters.
Right.
So it's an easy sport to love. You know, I had some background because my brother was a wrestler and always appreciated that.
Yep.
And it's why I enjoy covering it. And man, we got some good wrestlers going to Columbia this week.
We do. Okay, so that was Joseph Bailey, 215-pound junior for Hannibal.
One of 10.
One of 10. That was our wrangled up highlight of the week, courtesy of Little Jess Motor Company. But you saw a lot of other good wrestling action when you went to Warrenton for the Class 3 District 2 tournament. 10 Hannibal wrestlers advancing to Columbia for the state tournament, which is Friday and Saturday at Mizzou Arena. The Pirates won the district championship.
Much like they did a couple of years ago when they won a state title.
How good of a shot do they have of bringing home state hardware?
I think they have a good shot at bringing home state hardware. It's going to depend on how many state champions and how many medalists they end up getting. And that's going to depend on the bracket itself. When we get there, there's some really good Class 3 brackets out there that we still have to figure out who's who in. Because I have not seen, outside of Hannibal, a lot of wrestling at that level. What I can tell you is that I think Austin Brown is Austin Brown. There's a pretty good chance he ends up at the top of the podium. What I've been increasingly impressed with, your other district champion, Drake Brinkley, has been outstanding.
Right.
And he wrestled really good competition this week, won a 5-3 decision to get himself there as a district champion.
Mm-hmm.
He is about as good a patient, think-it-out chess player as you'll see in the wrestling game. He knows counters. He figures out how to work his stuff. And he's one of those guys that Derek Greening, who's running the program right now, never has to say a lot to because it's all here.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's fun. You know, Austin's his own unique phenom, for lack of a better word. He just does what he does.
Headed to the Division I level to wrestle collegiately.
Yes, and a dude who, you know, with the ankle picks and the speed, and none of that surprises you. Drake Brinkley being a thinking man's wrestler, really, really good.
Yeah. And to me, there's such a difference in the way kids wrestle.
There is.
Especially at different weights and different strengths and that kind of thing. How many times do you see a kid like an Austin Brown tech fall kid? Because okay, I'm going to take you down, I'm going to let you up, I'm going to take you down again. I'm never going to give you a chance to get comfortable.
No.
I don't really need to ride you because I can just take you down anytime I want.
Sure.
You know.
Well, you have that kid, and then you have Jackson Essick, who wrestles on nothing but pure guts, who I thought had probably his best showing of the entire season down there. He was not a guy that I had pegged to be in the district championship. And he wrestled so well and fought his way back from a number of different predicaments and just kind of had an answer for everything that the guy he was wrestling with in the semifinals delivered to him. So sometimes it's momentum, and sometimes it's just pure chutzpah, and there's a lot of that in that Hannibal program.
There really is. And I think the same could be said for the Palmyra program, which is sending 4 wrestlers to the Class 1 state tournament, which is Wednesday and Thursday at Mizzou Arena.
Correct.
So, including the Lawrenson brothers,
Bear
and Emmett.
Yes, who both have wrestled incredibly well this season. Ace Harper has come on strong down the stretch.
He has. Well, you know, we saw him maybe not get to the podium the way he had wanted at the Quincy High Invitational and the Quincy Notre Dame Invitational. But he's got that ability.
We saw him in football take it to another level as well, which I think speaks very well of the young man.
Yes, I do. And again, the Lawrenson brothers have a built-in wrestling partner.
They do.
You know, and there's
a lot to be said
they're a
for
freshman
that.
and a sophomore. So there's a lot of wrestling ahead of them.
You're pinning W's at home and you just want to start messing around, you got that ability.
And they're both good interviews. I had the opportunity to talk to both of them at the Quincy High School Invitational, the Raleigh Platte Ron Rush Quincy Invitational.
Yes, thank you.
Make sure I get that right. Phil Neely, that's for you. But yeah, and again, I think they're both well-spoken kids for their age, smart kids, and they wrestle smart.
They do.
Again, but they also are willing to put a beating on someone.
I think, you know, again, that's the beauty of wrestling. It's one of those places in this world you can't legislate toughness away. And I think we need more of that in society, period. Old man on a soapbox. But wrestling is that place.
Unfortunately, we didn't have any of our Illinois wrestlers get to the podium.
We knew how tough it was going to be.
Yes. So, but great seasons from the 4 area wrestlers that made it to the Illinois State Tournament. I'm excited to see 2 were seniors.
Yes.
Brody Baker of Quincy High School and Brady Lair of Quincy Notre Dame.
And you're at state, that means you ended your career right.
Yeah, without a doubt. They achieved the goal of getting to state. The other 2, Joshua McFeeters from Macomb and Cale Hilbin from Quincy Notre Dame. I'm excited to see what they do next year.
I'm excited to see Jeshua McFeeters in anything. He was one of the more impressive football players I saw this season from Macomb. One of my favorite parts of that really good defense, which you and I spent a lot of time praising this last fall. Man, that kid's got a little bit of just snap to him.
He does.
You know? And
if you haven't watched Cale Hilbin on the football field, get to Notre Dame next fall. He's special.
He's going to be a very special wrestler.
Oh, without a doubt.
A lot of that time spent wrestling in the wrestling room with somebody who's better than he is now is something that's made him better along the way.
Without a doubt. But his future's in football.
He's a really nice athlete.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. So congratulations to those guys for getting to state tournament. We're excited to see what Palmyra and Hannibal wrestlers do at state this week. We are going to have coverage of that as the week goes on. Well, you're going to get down there when it's available.
Oh, one of my favorite trips of the entire winter, yes.
So with that said, though, are you going to make a pit stop anywhere in Columbia?
Depends on how quickly I've got to get back, because that Friday night, that first Friday night will be regional championship night, and it doesn't allow me to do all of the things that I love to do when I'm in Columbia, Missouri, like eat Shakespeare's pizza, especially if it's busy.
We could make a way so you can just have extra time down there.
You turn me loose in Columbia, Missouri, my wife's going to be very mad at you because the debit card is going to go nuts.
I've just got to say, you have to bring some home, though.
That is not a problem.
So, but again, it'll be a fun week. The week's off to a great start already.
Yes.
We had a great week last week with teams advancing and great games played. And it just picks up starting tonight, and we've seen some great results tonight. We'll get to some of those, but we still have to shuck them up.
Oh, yes. And one of the, I'm not going to lie to you, this is one of my favorite shuck 'em ups just from circumstance alone.
And you didn't get the highlight.
No, I did not.
This was, okay, so shuck 'em up obviously is a video highlight. So either you or Shane have always gotten it for us.
Yeah.
Viewer submission tonight, not viewer submission. Cohort submission tonight. So make sure you stick around for that. We got Shuck 'em Up, and we've got some updates from regional action and district play. So make sure you stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Well, we are closing in on the end of this Monday night, the final Monday in February, Chris Dewar, which means when we exit here, we're headed out the door and headed to go cover games. Not
Pretty
tonight.
much.
Not tonight, but pretty much the rest
The rest
of
of the week
Yeah.
and until it all stops.
So, exciting time of the year. We're into the basketball postseason. Illinois boys regionals began tonight. Missouri girls districts began tonight. Tomorrow night, Missouri boys districts begin. And then we have Illinois girls sectional play begins tomorrow night. Goes throughout all the way through Saturday. We've got college games coming up. Quincy University has its home finale on Thursday night against Lewis. The women looking to get into the GLVC tournament. They are currently 8th in the GLVC point rating system, and need to win one of their final 2 to get in. Saturday, we've got Lindenwood against Western Illinois for the OVC championship, regular season championship. Amy Egan against JD Gravina. Lots of interesting ties there. First, WIU has to go down and take on Lauren Miller and SIUE on Thursday night. So that'll be fun. You know, Culver Stockton women are at home Wednesday night in the quarterfinals of the Heart of America Athletic Conference tournament. There's a lot going on.
We've had, all things considered, a very good college season.
We have. It's been a good basketball season. One quick football note: Quincy Notre Dame graduate Connor McLaughlin hired as the head football coach last week. I'll have a column about his hiring coming up tomorrow at muddyriversports.com.
I think we'll also have some closure on openings very soon.
Yeah.
For sure at Highland, maybe soon at Illini West as well.
Maybe. So they're working toward getting those filled.
Speaking of football, classroom champion on Wednesday with one of the best football players in our area, future Quincy University Hawk Sawyer Allen.
Yeah, so whose team is, I haven't seen an update yet, but was in the middle of playing in a regional quarterfinal tonight at home, Mendon Unity, taking on Lewiston. So anxious to see that's one of the few scores we don't have yet.
Speaking of scores, regional quarterfinal from the Canton Regional.
Okay.
Eureka 44, Peoria Notre Dame 40, which means Eureka, the Hornets, taking on West Hancock.
There you go.
On Wednesday. By the way, didn't we just see Eureka and West Hancock in girls action?
We did.
So there you go.
So should be fun. Now, we have the Canton boys and girls with chances to win in Class 2 District 6 on the other side of the river. Those districts are being played at Schuyler County. But both of those teams have a shot at winning it. The Canton girls are the number 1 seed. Canton boys are the number 2 seed, if I remember correctly.
But playing incredibly well, led by Caden Oliver, who is knocking down shots at a prodigious rate right now.
But our Shuck 'em Up doesn't involve Caden Oliver.
What?
Or any of the Canton boys that typically play.
How can this be, Matt Shuckman?
Well, we had a special event last week.
Oh.
The final home game, they allowed senior manager Jaden Schumann to suit up, and Jaden Schumann gave us our Shuck 'em Up play of the week.
Best Shuck 'em Up ever.
Remington Yates, our Muddy Night Lights producer, who works for the Lewis County Scoops over in Lewis County, with the video highlight of this. And I saw a clip from like a huddle cam and went, oh, well, that's pretty awesome. Then Remy sent us his video of it. Fantastic.
Generally speaking, as a videographer in a blowout game, you're not recording the last minutes of a blowout.
Right.
But God bless Remy.
And it was a blowout. So a kid, a buzzer beater at the buzzer when you're up big, most people would go, what is going on? But you have to have the understanding of the circumstance.
Yes.
And Jaden Schumann, he earned the right to be on the floor with his team and his classmates. And the reaction of everyone to him throwing in a buzzer beater is priceless.
It'll make your day.
So here we are. The Shuck 'em Up Play of the Week, brought to you by Platte Daddy Barbecue.
Shuck 'em up!
It just makes you smile.
Talk your mess, young man.
Yeah.
Let them all know.
Yeah, and again, Jaden Schumann's got a memory for a lifetime.
Yes, he does.
kudos, Dalton Armentrout, the Canton boys basketball coach, his staff, for making that happen for that kid.
I love the fact that Canton, above all schools, it seems like, always finds ways to celebrate their trainers and their managers, you know, and we remember Sarah Mueller doing that and allowing some of her soccer players to play.
Correct, yes.
Managers to play in soccer matches. So really cool thing.
And again, I've seen it happen different places over the years. My favorite memory of one of those was when Sean Taylor allowed B.J. Kroger to start.
Yes.
You know, BJ had been the manager for Sean Taylor's team at Quincy High School, and he gave him a uniform and allowed him to start at Blue Devil Gym.
Yes.
You know, and again, BJ still talks about it.
As he should.
Yeah. Again,
and he completely earned that right.
Without a doubt.
Those are some of the hardest working people without any glory in high school sports.
And the fact that coaches recognize it, celebrate it, do something to make those kids feel special for all the effort they put into it. Kudos. Dalton Armentrout, kudos.
This is about developing life skills, and everybody in this world is good at something, and if you're good at being a manager, let's celebrate that, and let's find a way to give that kid a moment that he's going to remember, as you said, for the rest of his life, but his teammates are going to participate in because they know how valuable he is to all of them.
Well, and again, what we tend to forget sometimes, and we're guilty of this just like everyone else, is that it's not about the leading scorer. It's not about the leading rebounder. It's not about the kid who threw down the dunk. It's a truly team effort. And when we say team, it's not the 5 boys or girls on the floor. It's the players on the bench. It's the coaching staff. It's the managers, the trainers. It's everybody involved makes this all possible for these high school teams.
That's the stuff that matters. That's the stuff that resonates in life.
And you see that. And we've been blessed this school year to see that above and beyond because we've had teams have postseason success. And it hasn't been just about the star athlete.
No.
And it's been about people who make plays in the unsung heroes. It's been about Renil Sanchez and his drive to get his U.S. citizenship.
Yes.
And how Brown County celebrated that during the football season. You know, again,
we've had kids who've gone through losses of family members. Sometimes the only solace and joy you find is surrounded by the guys that you spend time with. Sports is restorative. Well, you would say it's not always the wins and losses in the win column that matter most.
And we've had a lot of fun this school year through 26 episodes of this show.
We have.
Of having the privilege, and let me stress that.
Yes.
You know, we're privileged to get to do what we do, and to have high school student athletes and college student athletes willing to either get on the phone with us or come join us here in the studio. And it's been that way since episode 1 of this year, that we've had people willing to come in and join us and hang out with us and talk to us. It's been a true privilege.
Think about the absurdity of what we do. We get paid to watch people play a kids game and talk about it to people who've already seen it in a lot of cases. So we know how lucky we are to have this kind of career, but that doesn't mean the culture doesn't matter or what we help feed and what we're a small part of. And to celebrate moments like this.
And again, I mentioned it when Bo Eftink was in here tonight. So QND beats Keokuk last Friday night. After the game, everybody's milling around, taking photos, talking to family. So it's the final game at the pit for the season. Greg Altmix and I sat on the baseline on the bleachers and chatted for a while. And it was just, we talked a little bit of basketball. We talked about how much fun that night was for him and his team. And he and I have been blessed to have some of those conversations over the years.
Sure.
Still one of my favorite conversations is he and I sitting in the lobby at the hotel in Champaign when Liberty was in the state basketball tournament in 2022. But we chatted for a while, and then everybody's like, okay, time to go home. Let's get out of here. He goes with his wife to get his stuff and get out of there. And here come all the seniors from QND, along with some of their buddies who had been the ESPN crew that night. And they came over and sat down on the bleachers and chatted for a little bit. And then I walked out with them, and that's when Sully Walker said, hey, it'd be fun to get all the seniors on the truck, which we'll try to do at some point. But to me, that's the best part of what we do, and the best part of my day isn't going to a game and shooting photos or writing a story. It's having those conversations and getting to know these kids, to where Bo Eftink and I can talk as we're walking up the fairway or going up the fairway during a golf tournament. You know, those type of things.
You and I have probably covered 4 pro athletes since the time we've been here combined.
Yeah.
What matters more is what you get out of this that makes you a better man or woman in life. Yep. And that's why we do what we do. That's why it still has resonance. It's storytelling, but I think they're important stories to remind us all against the backdrop of everything that's so negative all the time in our society and in our news that, hey, you got some pretty good hope if you're looking for it right in your own backyard.
Yeah.
Go to a stinking high school basketball game and take some of that in.
Yeah. So
feel better about the world.
Exactly. So, and we saw some great games tonight.
We did.
You know,
we'll see a lot more.
We will. We've had some upsets already on night 1 of the Illinois Boys Regionals.
It's March Madness. I know it's not March yet, but it is March Madness.
Yeah. So again, we've had a lot of interesting things that have happened last week leading into this. Last week during the girls regionals. Now the start of boys regionals and the start of district play. And we got some interesting matchups. That Clopton-South Shelby girls game where it's Clopton facing its soon-to-be principal coaching South Shelby for the final time. Whenever his season ends, he's done as a head coach and moves on to be a principal at Clopton, Luke O'Laughlin. But you know, your future principal may upset you and knock off your dream season, or you end his coaching career.
It's a good way to get introduced. and speaking of Clopton, if we can for a second,
sure.
The Louisiana Clopton girls swim team produced a state champion this week, which you and I have been around a long time. There haven't been many Northeast Missouri state champion swimmers in any discipline. So for Gracie McLaughlin to do what she did, and I know she's going D1 and all of that stuff, but it was a moment of pride. If you and I saw all of the response to people congratulating Gracie and, you know, Olivia Johnson and all the Hannibal swimmers for their success.
They had a great weekend. I know
they did.
And they were part of our story we had online.
Yes.
Obviously a state champion lead is the headline part of that. But the Hannibal girls had a great weekend.
There's some really good young girls on both those squads. Yeah. This might not be a one-off for either of them.
So that's kind of fun to see. Again, wrestling state tournaments are this weekend in Missouri. We'll see what happens. Could we see some state champions come out of that?
Gosh, I hope so.
You know, should be a lot of fun to see that happen. As we get close to the end here, episode 26. Final episode of our year doing Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
You say that, we'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be August. You know how this business works.
You're right. What's your takeaway? What has been, and again, we still have a full basketball postseason and a full spring. But as we've done this, what jumps out at you? There
are a lot of really effective ways to do this job. And I, having learned it now from a new angle and vantage point, after 30 years of doing it a different way, there's no right way. It's just whatever yields great results is the way to do it. And I've learned a lot from working with you. I've learned a lot of new ways to do things, and I've had a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, the last job wasn't fun at the very end.
Yeah.
And you know, life's too short to work a job you don't enjoy and love. So if you ask me what the takeaway is, have I loved everything about being here? No, because there are some things that are hard. You and I both know that. There are days we feel like we're the fly, not the windshield.
True.
But on the back end, it all seems worth it. And it's been fun trying to be an old dog learning new tricks.
Well, and I think the credit goes to the coaches, the student athletes.
It always does.
The colleagues from other media entities who have joined us on this endeavor.
Indeed.
Been willing to jump on and give us 10, 15 minutes of their time.
Yes.
Lauren Miller tonight, SIUE freshman. Their time is scripted study halls and practice, and they don't have much free time during a basketball season. For her to take 15 minutes to chat with us tonight was really special.
Means a lot.
You know, and those sorts of things. Major kudos to our sponsors. Obviously, our title sponsor, Farm and Home Supply. But CDS Office Technologies, our studio sponsor, Hess Auto Agencies sponsoring the hotline, Platt Daddy Barbecue sponsoring Shuck 'em Up, Little Jess Motor Company, obviously the best highlight wrangled each week, and then all the other sponsors who jump in, you know, and I know I'm not going to go down the list because I know I'll forget somebody and then can't do that.
Can't win.
But if you look at our commercial breaks and see all our sponsors, every one of these people back this endeavor, back these communities, back these
because they care
kids.
about the community.
Yeah, and that's it. What we do is try to highlight the community. That's the bottom line.
And I've said it to exhaustion, but there are two ways to do business in this world. You can profit by a community, or you can profit with a community. If you're sponsoring this and they're sponsoring your children, they are profiting with you because their world is better when we produce good kids.
So thank you to everyone for making Muddy Night Lights such a special endeavor. I know when we launched this a year ago, back in 2024, it was like, okay, let's see what happens. And that was a Friday night, 10 to midnight. Let's see how the football coaches, and the football coaches were great at that time. Trying to get on.
Fool. All by yourself doing this.
Yeah, and so we're now 2 years into this, and phenomenal. We have a blast doing this. Hope you guys enjoy watching it. Thank you. The numbers have been great. The numbers of views and people watching have been phenomenal. So thank you to everyone for that. Thank you for being along for the ride. Thank you to Remington Yates and Randy Phillips who have produced our shows.
The real heroes of all this.
Yeah. So it's been phenomenal, and we look forward to August, because when August hits next year, we're going to be right back here in the studio doing this again, hopefully.
Indeed.
So awesome. For Chris Stewart, I'm Matt Shuckman. This has been another episode of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
See you on the road.